Hello, Africa. Thank you for joining me right here on Africanews. And this is SciTech. I am Ignatius Ano. So now, social media has provided enormous amount of blessings to people who've used it for the right reasons since its popularity. However, when others began to manipulate the platform to serve their own selfish needs, there was a legitimate uproar over security and trust issues. Now, I am certain that you will agree on this. Manipulating elections have become a new threat to democracy through the use of social networking sites, particularly Facebook. But now the global IT giant says it has plans to deal with this menace. Now, Facebook has created what it calls the war room. And just so you don't get it twisted, this is not the popular Christian film War Room. In this war room, 20 analysts and computer experts get hooked to their screens, looking out for any suspicious signs and battle ready to fight back. The war room was launched in September, and its first task was Brazil's recently held elections. So how will it work? Here are some of the experts in Facebook's war room.
This war room brings together experts, including engineers, including data scientists, including threat intelligence investigators, including operations specialists, and all of them work together to be able to detect if there are any sort of late-breaking issues and respond in real time to any issues that may arise.
What we do in the room is we're monitoring all these dashboards you see around me, as well as some external sources. So we're looking at media, as well as monitoring any election-related content on other social media platforms using CrowdTangle.
Now, Facebook has admitted to having totally underestimated the manipulation of the 2016 US presidential election for social networking sites. Now, let's talk some science away from technology now, and they are the big questions, with brief answers from renowned physicists. The late Stephen Hawking. Now, his posthumous book details his concerns to the ultimate questions in the universe, including the life of a human being. So, questions like, is there a God? How did it all begin? Will you and I survive on Earth? Is there other intelligent life in the universe? And will artificial intelligence outsmart us? Are some of the big questions that Hawking tried to provide brief answers to. The over 20-page book was collected and edited by Hawking's academic team and family with the papers he wrote in his last days. The book was launched in October the 15th in the Science Museum in London. Let's hear from his daughter, Lucy Hawking.
The most important question to him would have been, will people understand my answers? He says in the book, people want answers to the big questions. And it was really important to him that he answered all these questions in a way that was accessible, that was engaging, that was entertaining, and that people could relate to. He was very keen on creating relevance for people with abstract concepts.
This will not end the debate as to whether there is a God. Here's my take, and it is something that I have tried to convey to anyone who's had a personal interaction with me. With a scientific proof or not, there's something beyond humanity here on planet Earth. To be clear, I am nowhere near a scientist, but you will agree that I have my own opinion, just like you do. And that is, there's much more beyond what you and I can relate to on any of the planets that scientists have discovered and continue to discover. But is that a God? Well, perhaps we'll have to wait for a very long time to know. Maybe when all is said and done. That said, here's a professor of theoretical physics at the Imperial College London, Faye Doka, who has some views on Hawking's scientific legacy.
From an enormous range of different areas, all touched by his work. So his scientific legacy is enormously broad, epically broad, I would say.
Did you see that before that interview? I did, and Hawking says that it matters that you don't just give up, no matter how tough. Just remember this by American Christian televangelist Robert Schuller, that tough times never last, but tough people do. And that's all I have for you on SciTech this week. I am Ignatius Ano. Let the conversation continue on Twitter. Follow me at Ignatius Ano. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.